What if I told you that evolution isn't just a slow random process, but part of a massive self-replicating fractal pattern? What if the branches of life itself, from the smallest of bacteria to the complexity of human consciousness, followed the same mathematical blueprint as trees, river, lightning, and even galaxies? Once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it, and it will change everything. Hey everyone, my name is Christopher Keel, armchair philosopher and your autodidactic guide to our fractal reality. Today we're breaking down a revolutionary way of looking at evolution, not as a random series of mutations, but as a structured fractal process that governs everything from DNA to the shape of the universe. We're going to look at the open tree of life, how its structure mirrors the deepest patterns in nature, and what this means for how we understand our place in reality. So let's start with the basics. The open tree of life is the most detailed evolutionary map ever created. It connects every known species on Earth, but if you look closely, it isn't just a collection of relationships. It's actually a fractal. Each branch mirrors the structure of the whole, repeating the same patterns at different scales. The way life diversifies isn't random, it follows an underlying geometric order, the same way that trees grow branches or neurons connect in your brain. Imagine you take a tree branch, snap it off, and look closely. That smaller branch has the same shape as the larger tree. Now imagine you zoom into a single leaf vein. It follows the same pattern. That's what's happening at the evolutionary level. Single cells evolve into multicellular life. Species branch out into kingdoms. Ecosystems form networks of interconnected life, each level following the same repeating structure. We see fractals everywhere in nature. The way blood vessels spread throughout your body, the way lightning forks across the sky, the way rivers carve across landscapes. These aren't separate processing. They're following the same replicating algorithm, and evolution follows the same rule. Life isn't just about expanding randomly. It's organizing itself based on deep mathematical principles that we're only beginning to understand. If evolution follows fractal geometry, then what about consciousness? What if our thoughts, our choices, our entire perception of reality is just another layer of this fractal system? Look at how neurons in the brain connect. They look just like galaxies in the cosmos. The patterns repeat in almost every scale, from the smallest quantum fluctuations to the structure of the universe itself. And that suggests something huge. Consciousness itself might be a fractal, expanding and evolving just like the tree of life. Now let's take this a step further. If life evolves fractally, then every thought you have, every decision you make, every connection between neurons in your brain could be part of a much larger repeating pattern. What if free will isn't just about making random choices, but aligning with deeper fractal forces that are shaping your reality without you even realizing it? What if intuition, the moments when you just know something without explanation, is actually your mind syncing up with a larger fractal field of information? Think about how deja vu works. That eerie feeling that you've been somewhere before, had that exact same conversation, made this exact choice. Could it be that your consciousness, much like a fractal pattern, is repeating certain structures across different moments of time? Maybe you're not just remembering something, you're recognizing the shape of a larger repeating reality. And if that's true, then what about evolution itself? If the branches of the tree of life follow a fractal path, does that mean history, civilizations, and even time itself might be structured the same way? Are we doomed to just repeat the past? Or are we riding a fractal wave of progress towards something new? This is why I wrote The Conscious Dance, Quantum Gravity, Fractals, and the Fabric of Reality. I wanted to explore how these fractal structures don't just shape evolution, but also time, consciousness, and even our ability to manifest reality itself. Because if we're part of this fractal system, then we're not just experiencing reality, we're shaping it. So if this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like there's been more to life than what we've been told, check out my new book. Let's start seeing reality for what it really is, an infinite, self-organizing dance of patterns. And if this blew your mind even a little, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Have you ever discovered fractals in nature? Do you think consciousness follows the same pattern? Let's talk, because this isn't just an idea, it's the blueprint of everything. But let's go even deeper. What if this fractal nature of evolution isn't just a feature of biology, but a feature of the entire universe? We already know that the distribution of galaxies follows fractal-like clustering patterns. The cosmic web itself, the grand structure of the entire universe, isn't evenly spread out, but forms interconnected strands of matter, just like the neurons in your brain. If the large-scale structure of reality follows fractal laws, then it makes sense that evolution itself would mirror the same self-organizing principle. Think about the ancient philosophical idea of the macrocosm and the microcosm. The idea that the structure of the cosmos is reflected in the structure of the human body and the mind. The more that we learn about fractal geometry, the more we realize that this ancient wisdom wasn't just metaphorical, it was mathematical. The same principles that govern the growth of ferns, the branching of rivers, the expansion of galaxies might also be guiding the way species evolve, the way civilizations rise and fall, even the way our thoughts form and connect. This isn't just an abstract concept. Understanding fractal evolution has real-world applications. It can help us predict how ecosystems will adapt to climate change. It can show us how to design better technology by mimicking the efficiency of fractal systems found in nature. It might even give us insight into the future of human consciousness, how we're evolving not just biologically, but in terms of awareness, intelligence, and interconnectedness. And here's something else to consider. If life follows fractal patterns, could it be that new forms of intelligence, artificial intelligence, for example, are simply another branch of this ever-expanding evolutionary tree? If AI continues to develop, it might not be a separate creation from humanity, but an extension of the same fractal evolutionary process that gave rise to us. What does that mean for the future of intelligence, for the nature of self-awareness, for the boundaries between organic and artificial life? These are the questions that we need to be asking, because understanding fractal evolution isn't just about looking at the past, it's about predicting the future. It's about seeing the same fractal patterns that shape everything about us. It's about recognizing that we're not isolated beings moving through a cold mechanical universe, but living expressions of an ongoing self-replicating process of creation. Now, if that idea excites you, if it resonates deep in your gut, then I encourage you to keep exploring. Read The Conscious Dance, dive into the research on fractals, and start looking for these patterns in your own life. Because once you see them, you'll start to understand that nothing is truly separate. Everything, your thoughts, your experiences, your very sense of self, is part of something far greater than you ever imagined. So let's keep this conversation going. Drop a comment, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and let's keep exploring the fractal nature of reality together. Because the deeper we look, the more we realize the dance never ends. So until next time, stay curious.